I wasn't ready. I wasn't looking at the screen. I wasn't looking at the screen when you did that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready. Thank you so much for the. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for this subby, Akira. Oh, it has almost been 2 years, hasn't it? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I wasn't mentally prepared. I forgot to put myself. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I am on Do Not Disturb. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Oh shit, the music. Now we're ready. Okay, we're good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Actually, I don't think I did my tracking properly. So let me just fix that. I rushed the tracking. Hang on. Okie dokie. Epic the Musical? Yeah, they just dropped a new saga and I'm living for it. I'm living for it. It's great. I love it. Epic the Musical is really nice. I think it's pretty great. I'm kind of obsessed with it right now. It's like my entire personality at the moment. I'm just vibing. It's good. It's good. I love it. I liked Greek mythology. That's what I was into as a kid. So I knew I knew the story of Odysseus and all that stuff. So when I found this, I was like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. You watched the watch party? Yeah, I wasn't able to because I had plans and whatnot. The deer didn't. What do you mean? Oh, are you also going to the restaurant with Blue and Burb? I thought you already left. Whatever. I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't streamed like this whole week, so I wanted to stream. And so I thought you already left, Del Taurus. So, but also, fun fact, everyone, Del Toro bruised me. Yeah, he went to bonk me right as I was turning my head, and I went, ah! He was bah! And I had a tiny bruise for a day or two. He whopped me. He bruised me. Invite you. Ooh, yeah. We were still out and about, doing stuff. I still have JT here, but he has his laptop. He's fine. I did not bite you. I did not bite you. If I bit you, there would be a mark, and I didn't leave a mark. It was just a warn. It was just a warning. Let me just mute the group chat. There we go. There we go. It was fun. It was great. Hang on, my nose is itchy. Ooh, I added a new thing in the server, though all of you might not have seen it because it's only in the sub only area. It's in the sub only area. Sorry, but I added a little sneak peek section, a little sneak peek in the spirit territory. So, because I'm working on making a visual novel with me and my friends, so I'm going to put sneak peeks in there. Hermes, yeah, Hermes is a pretty cool character just overall. He's kind of a chill guy. One thing that is a little bit different in Epic the Musical than in like the original Odyssey is that Athena only just had to ask Zeus. She didn't have to like fight to like free Odysseus from Calypso. She was just like, "Hey, Dad, this is my human, but he's stuck." And Zeus was like, "Oh, well, Poseidon's kind of pissed at him, so we'll get Hermes to do it." And that's basically what happened in the original. But it's different variations. It is a myth after all. It's up to adaptations. But I'm vibing on this. I muted it. Why am I getting added? Mute. All right. Maybe now it's muted. I don't like seeing the notifications. It makes me feel like I'm missing something important. Okay. It's fine. Everything's good. Everything's hunky-dory. Epic the Musical's been super fun to listen to. I am so excited for the next saga. Like, I know we just had another saga drop, but we've been getting sneak peeks of songs, so I need more, obviously. That's just how my brain goes. That's just how the brain goes. I didn't really have a plan for today. I was looking at my games, like, on Steam, and I was like, eh. And then I was like, eh. And then I was like, meh. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't vibing it. We've been doing a lot of stuff the last few days. We did karaoke one day, we did the Halloween party on Halloween, and then the next day we went to a fair, which was very, very fun. There was corn. There was a corn pit, which is kind of like a ball pit, but instead it's corn. Let me just say, very good for people with autism. Like, you just take your shoes off and like, I don't know, the sensation on your feet is still keeping your socks on. But also, beware the corn pit because the corn will go everywhere. You're wearing your shoes, it'll go in your shoes. If you submerge yourself, it's going in your pants. So beware the corn. Birthday's coming up soon. Ooh, that's right. Hang on, I gotta drink some water. It's good. Good water. It's been a busy week, and then I had work today. Big stretch. Just been doing a lot of stuff. This is actually the first time since the peoples have been here that I've been able to actually get on my computer, go on Epic and claim which it's free currently. Epic? I don't know if I have Epic. I'm not really. I don't use Epic. I only use Steam if it's free on. You said it's 80% off on Steam. Yeah, I'm not spending money on games or anything because right now we're saving up for the hang on, for the hang on. Let me just do this. Whip. Saving up for. I will point it with my horn. Boop boop boop. We're saving up for the over. Whoops, wrong button. I pushed that one out of habit because most of the time we're playing video games. So I'm trying to save up for stuff, but it's very hard to save up for stuff. I did pick up an extra shift this week, so maybe that'll help a little bit. Hi, Kiwi. Hi. Be back soon. Kiwi. Hi. And then he just goes. Whoop. This is Kiwi. Hi. Whoop. That's Kiwi. Bully. I'm not a bully. I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy whose vibes. Can't get mad at this face. You can't look at me. I'm just a little guy. Can't get mad at me. With them, it's just hi, bye. You see, I got like several messages from you. But like, this is Kiwi. Hi, bye. Not on sale. Oof. Oof. Normal price. Oof. Hey, I try not to buy games normal price. I always try to do it on sale. Can't be mad at me. No, it's because I'm too cute. I'm just a little guy. Can't be mad at me. I'm just a deer. I'm just a deer. I get distracted by bright lights. Which actually was proven at the Halloween party. They put on Paranorman, and I hadn't seen it before, so I kept going, like, watching the TV, and then we were trying to play a board game, but ADHD wasn't working, and at one point, while I was watching it, they're like, jingle, jingle, and I was like, huh? It was hilarious because it actually worked. It was really funny. I felt so bad that I kept getting distracted. I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, yeah, there's no reason to buy games at full price anymore if they go on sale eventually. I mean, that's why I have stuff on my wish list. Oh my god, is that the Deer Girl? Is that the Fireblood? It is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Happy Deer Day. I don't actually know. I just made that up. It's not a Deer Day. I'm just streaming. So, Deer Day, streaming. Yeah. I haven't streamed in a while. I was looking at my video producer and I was like, haha, your last VOD is literally about to expire. And I was like, oh, I need to stream more. But I had people over, so I wasn't streaming. We were doing a bunch of stuff. We were doing the hanging outs, being the social, being the productive. It was really cool. Very nice, very neat. So it's been really fun. And now I'm listening to Epic the Musical because vibes. Vibes. I didn't have any plans for today. exactly have anything on the agenda to talk about, I guess. I guess I could try to make stuff up. Um, I guess it's been 2 years. I guess we can talk about that. You're gonna get sushi. All right, have a good time getting sushi, Fireblood. Thank you for dropping by, saying hi. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. $100 for a game? Jesus, I would never. Like, if I see a game that's like $60, I'm like, eh. But any more than that, and I'd be like, no. I would just be like, no. I didn't buy myself Baldur's Gate. That was gifted to me by my dad. By the dad, dear. I try not to buy games more than $20 unless they're like already 50% off and it's like a $60 game that's now 30. But I always try to buy stuff on sale. I don't even know if I'm also not just in general not getting anything at the moment because I'm saving up for stuff for the 2D debut. The Slay the Spire 2, ooh, I'm obsessed. For anyone who has me on their Steam's friends list, you guys know I'm obsessed with Slay the Spire. You're just like, Sylvia's playing Slay the Spire. Sylvia's playing Slay the Spires. Yeah, I have over 850 hours on it, and I only need 9 more achievements to have all the achievements. So it's just a game I play all the time, just constantly. Open arms. Oh, I love this song. Well, sometimes what happens is I'll be playing the game trying to get an achievement, and then I'll lose and I'll get frustrated and I'll close the game. I'll be like, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just try one more time. And then so that's what happens when they open it back to back. I'm just like, close the game. I'm like, no. And then I'm like, anyway, let's try again. It gotta take a moment. Gotta close the game and take a moment. But you can turn off seeing notifications on other people. So, I like seeing other people's notifications because that's how I use it for my friends to know when they're streaming. I just see that they open VTube Studio and then there's that. So that's how I use the Steam notifications. I cheat. I get to know when people are live before because I am a mod, so I don't get the Twitch notifications. And even when I'm not a mod, I don't get them for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how Jade does it. She's always here. She got the first redeem again, which is crazy because I just hit the live, but I didn't even tell anyone. I wonder how many of you guys have seen the little thing that I made. The schedule up in the air. You'll have to go to my website or my Discord to look at it because I already deleted it off my desktop. Where we're just like I'm throwing the schedule up in the air because I don't know. I felt really bad. Twitch notifications are like a rare event for me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, a Twitch notification? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that cold water hit weird. I had one of my wisdom teeth taken out. So every once in a while when I drink some cold water, it hits the spot and it feels weird. It just is what it is, I guess. Sometimes I just like to look at my model and wiggle her around because whenever I have just chatting, I have my right screen. That's just the designated OBS screen. But then my main monitor is usually for the game I'm playing. But if I'm not playing the game, it's just my model, and I just get to go wheel. So yeah, VTube Studio playing now. Except for one day when I am eventually 2D, you'll have that. But until then, I'm still using VC Face. No, I'm so wiggly. You should have seen me that when Blue gave me the beta 2D model for when you're doing D&D. Actually, are we? I don't think we're doing D&D tonight. I need to talk with the D&D group. It's been a while since we've done that. But she gave me the 2D a beta version of it, so it didn't have like expressions or stuff, but I just played with it for like a good 5-10 minutes when I first got it because I was like bouncy because it's so much fun. It's so much fun to see the idea that you have in your head come to life, and it's super cool. I love it. I can't wait until I can commission emotes from her. I really like the color scheme I have on my overlays, so I'll probably ask her to like keep something similar to that, but it might have a little bit more green and stuff because I would like a little bit green in it. Just a smidgen, not too much. So we gotta keep the pink on brand. Gotta keep the pink on brand. Oh, I'm so bouncy. One of my wife's friends. Okay, I first read that as one of my wives, and I was like, "You have more than one wife." One of my wives, my friends, showed up at the house. Ooh, an old book for A for D&D? Because you put A D&D, and I'm wondering if it's just for D&D. If that's a typo. Athena, Athena, such a vibe. Love these songs. And in the later songs, the songs are like every little detail is so important in the Epic the Musical songs. It's awesome. Advanced D&D. Oh, advanced D&D book. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. 1987. I wonder how much that would go for. Sorry, my brain's on money because I'm like, how can I get money so I can do more stuff with stream? That's just where my brain's at. So I even picked up an extra shift this week because with the Starbucks, they don't really want you at full time. Not really. I don't know. It's just how they do it. But so most of my weeks I'm scheduled for around 30 hours, which I can actually pay all my bills with that, but it doesn't allow much lee room for setting aside money. So I picked up an extra shift this week, especially since I took a couple days off last week to hang out with peoples. So I'll actually be working 6 days this week, but it's still only like 37 hours. It's still not even a full 40. So welcome back, Kiwi. Welcome back. Why am I being called a bully? Oh, wait. I do bully Kiwi when we're playing games. Oops. Oops. I can't help it. I'm just a gremlin. But you can't be mad at me. Look at this face. I do. Just a little bit. Did I win yet? Yes? Yes. We won. Yes. Yes, we did, Sheeple. We're just chilling, so we won. Yay! I love my little hair whoopee. Can't wait until I'm 2D and then I can like set it up so I can have a fooppy pat. And that'll be cool. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's been requested. Fooppy pat. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It go whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I sometimes I forget to not make sound effects when I'm at work. So there was a couple times today when I was like scooching past someone and I went, whoop. Just because like in my head you make that noise when you're scooching past someone. And so sometimes I'll just be like, I'll have something in my hands and I'm just like trying to go past someone really quick and like the tiny back of the counter area. I'm just like, woo. And I'm just like, sometimes I wonder if they hear me. Sometimes I wonder if they think I'm weird. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm just a little guy who does silly noises sometimes, and that's just what happens. Good water. Good water. So adorable. Well, it's a good vibe because most of the staff are either girls or gays. Now, not all the guys are, but quite a few of the guys are. So it's girls and gays. So everyone's like slay. It's very supportive, very good environment, just overall. So no one is like would be annoyed by it. I think, and I don't do it all the time because I try not to. But like sometimes I'm just like I can't. I just got to make the noises. So sometimes I just make random noises while I'm at work, because my brain just wants me to. But they're never like loud. It's always just like I'm going woo. I think the most common one is when I was almost dropped something. I usually say something along the lines of oop-a-doop. I'm like oop-a-doop. I don't know why I do that. I never do it on stream. It's only ever when I'm physically doing stuff. And I actually, before I started screaming, I was like, oh man, I'm probably going to say that a lot because I say that a lot when I make little silly mistakes, like almost trip and stuff. And then I never say it on stream. And I'm like, weird. I don't know. I guess that's just something I do when it's like a physical thing. Sound effects machine at work. I'm just a little guy who makes little noises. People at my work are awesome. Go water. Go water. Ah, let's see. What do I talk about? I guess I could talk about the emotes I have planned. Let me bring up the list. Trying to be a good streamer. Try to be a good streamer. You beat upset and someone going. Wait, did I actually go through? I don't know if it actually Oh, I think I'm peaking. I think I'm peaking. You can't hear me do it because it's too high pitched. Okay, I think that one went through maybe. I don't know. I'm just a little guy. Also, everyone at work knows I have autism, so I feel like they're just like, ah, yes, she's being autistic. I think that's the thought. Alright. Alright, I got up the list. A peak emote? I think I might have that on the list. Let me look at the list. We have Dumpy emote. We have a Gremlin Stance emote. Both of those are animated. An Arson emote. An animated Rave /cheer /ghost chicks. And then I have a still for Fwippy. Maybe Fwippy / peak. Ooh, actually, no. I don't think I want those separate. So I'll do peak. Peek over. Oh, Norman! It's the soup night! Hi. Hi. Arson? Yes, I do plan to have an arson emote. Even though, you see, I bully my friends and then they miss me. Stockholm Syndrome. Whoop whoop. I do want to get a bongo emote. And then I have another one that's noted still. It's a gun emote, and then in parentheses, it's like blues, and then a head empty, parentheses, like blues, and then an animated angry, parentheses, like blues. Oh, I also need a thumb emote. Thumb. And then I'll put in parentheses, like blues, because that emote's good for her 2D, so it's not available yet, but... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11 emotes have planned so far. I actually don't know how many slots I have. So let me just look at my slots and I'll make a note of that real quick. Friend making cheat code, bully them into Stockholm Syndrome. Exactly. All right, I got 11 slots for standard and 11 slots for animated. So... maybe I should, like, separate it so I can see it better. Hang on, let me just rearrange some stuff. I have, like, I'm trying to keep it on the same, like, slide, if that makes sense. Oops! Oops! Ah! Hi, I forgot my number pad. He's connected to my camera. And I was trying to use my number pad. Trying to use my number pad for my Google slide tonight. Oops. You guys get to bully Deltra, I guess, and tell them we got accidental free hoops because I'm a silly, goofy guy. Maybe I'll have the emotes on a separate slide. I'll do a separate slide. And then because I want to have it... okay, here we go. And then I'm going to do insert... text box. Deltara missed. He missed it. He missed me being a silly, goofy guy. Alright, we're gonna do Times New Roman because I can't stand anything else. I can't stand the other. Alright, so we'll do... what does Twitch call them? They call them standard emotes and then animated emotes. Alright, interesting. Standard emotes. And then I'll underline that, but I also want the text to not be gray. The default font is just Arial. Not really sure why. But yeah, that's just why, that's just what it is. All right, we'll make the text size 14. I guess that's good enough. All right, and then I need to make a list. Should I do bullet points? I'll do fancy bullet points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now we actually know we have it like mapped out for 11 and 11 because that's what my thing says. I can have 11 standard and 11 animated. So now when I'm making my emote list, I will be able to physically see if I need to do priorities. Animated emotes. Okay. Now I'll get rid of the numbers now that I have the slots for them. Ooh. Control Z, Control Z. Okay, perfect. And away we go. Ooh. Don't want to... I have them spaced out a certain way, and I don't want to... Oh, head pats. Thank you for the head pats. MS? Fuck is MS? You're old, Akira. I don't know what that is. There we go. Get rid of... Oh, no. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm just fighting with Google Slides, that's all. Microsoft? Oh! Times New Roman is... It's the one that's, like, easiest for people to read, I think. All right. Standard emotes. So, an animated emote is... The first one on the list is Dumpy. We got the Dumpy emote. I'll put the notes. Focus is the tail, because the tail's the important part, right, guys? Tail. Do I have a tail button? What? You got a free tail. And then Gremlin Stance is another animated emote. I think I'll just have the... well, we could do Arson as animated or standard, because I've seen some people with it being not animated, but I've seen some people with it being animated. This could be emote brainstorming stream, browser source it. I could, yes, actually. Hang on. No! Why? Why is the Christmas music in my head? No! No, it's not time yet. Hang on, I gotta cover some secret stuff. You're not allowed to see some secret stuff. I gotta hide it. All right. That didn't happen. Nothing happened. There was no Christmas music. There was nothing. Window capture. Oh, it doesn't fit. Hang on. I gotta refituate it. Wait. What? I broke everything. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is fine. There we go. All right, I was just moving it over. Arson emo, I'll leave that there. So I'll just take this, copy, paste. I do want to capitalize these just real quick. And then I'll remove it from this slot. And then Flippy. Oh, what if we have the Flippy like bounce? So it's like boing, 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 boing. I'm actually going to put the Flippy over here. Wait, is Flippy 2E's or is it an IE? Flippy or Flippy? Whippy? Whoop. Or Whippy? 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 I don't even know if this is a real word. Hang on. Whippy? Well, Google thinks they're both spelled wrong, so what does it want me to spell it? That's not... Whippy? Well, I have it spelled with an IE over here, so I'll just... Well, wait. Ooh. Whippy... Slash peak? So, like, I could, like, hang on. Hang on. Let me do a visual for you. So I could do this where... Model? Hello? Please? So where it's like, where I'm like, whoop, and like, whoop, and where like it bounces. So it'll be more like, hang on. So it'll be like this, and then I'll go. I'll just whoop. Just whoop. Whoop. Okay, we'll do fwishy, whippy, slash peak. So we combine those. I do want a bongo emote because I love that bongo. Race for a star. All right, let's capitalize. I'm obviously getting these all from Blue, so making it like Blue is like, yeah. Full speed ahead towards, whoops, whoop, okay. And then I like blues. Oh, that one's an animated. Okay, good. So we'll do that. And then thumb. Then we're probably gonna want a sad slash cry. Yeah, bongo emote, doons, bongo. Arson. Definitely gonna want an arson emote. And we can always move that to animated if we have an extra animated slot left over. All right, so perfect. All right, so we still got quite a few open. I like doing it this way better, so I can actually, because I put 11 slots for each of them, so we can actually see how many slots that we have. I'm just gonna make this one like 8. I just wanted a little bit of a space in between that, because I didn't like how there was no space. But I just needed a little bit. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animated slots left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standard left. Ooh, I do kind of want a Popcat emote. Popcat Sylvia. Popcat Sylvia is a good one. Because I love those pop emotes where they're just like, pop, 2D model is easier to make her do the pop mouth thing. I'm looking at my current emotes as well. So we'll have a Dumby. And then we'll have the cheer. No, bonk. You guys just want to bully me. Oh, small. That reminds me. Small. Like blues. Because I love that small emote. I love the blue small emote. Here, let me look at my actually frequently. Why is my frequently used just all of mine? That's weird. That can't be right. That can't be right. That absolutely cannot be right. I would still, maybe, should I still do a wave emote? Here, I'm gonna do a Here, we should do a kek. Is that how I spell it? Wait, is it 2 L's or is it 1 L? Yeah. From Crown of the Alchemist. Crown of the Alchemist is a great webtoon. You guys should read it. How much longer until you hate things release? Gotta have the kek because I love that little plot emote. The plot, I love it. I love it. All right, so we're gonna have a gun. And then... Oh, we have to have an uppies emote. We can't not have uppies. Uppies! Hype? Yes. Well, I have the Rave Cheer glow sticks. So that could be used for it. So for hype and raid, I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking of doing the Rave Cheer, glow stick, and Dumpy will be the raid emotes when I get them. Yes. All right, look at my emotes. Let's see. We got the peak, we got the angry. We're gonna keep the no you. So we're keeping the no you. I gotta keep it. The booty shake, yeah, we got the dumpy. We got the dumpy here. Dumpy. Dumpy. Don't you worry. We got the dumpy. We got Engie. So it'll actually be like blues because I love blues emotes. Hers are great. So like look at her Engie emote. Her Engie emote is just so good. I love it so much. So obviously she's the one who I'm getting all my art from. So I am not getting a lick emote. I don't trust you guys. Don't trust you guys with a lick emote. Gremlin form? Yeah, I got the gremlin stance. I do not trust. Do not. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But we will also be getting a small. Noted. Hang on. Noted in notebook. Like blues. I love that emote of blues so bad. Look at this emote. Oh, we should also get a head pat one. Head pat. Yeah, I'm looking at blues emotes and mine because I look at hers because that's the art style I'm getting and then she's just good. I should probably get like a laugh/lol because I do dumb stuff. Yeah, I like blues. Like an emote of blue going crazy, like a hyper or something. You mean just like going, just like zooming, just be like me, like that. Is that what you mean? Like that? Is that what you mean? Just keep your eyes open. But in her type. Yeah, exactly. Wait, is my follower emotes? Hang on. My follower emotes in a different... Okay, so I got 5 standard. Okay, so I actually need a little bit more. There's gonna be 5 free emotes, and I forgot about them. I forgot about my 5 free emotes. I should do that. Heading towards the land of the giants. Alright. Alright. Scoot this. Scoot this. And then... Whoop! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Scoot that. And then I don't need as many bullet points because there's only 5 of them. So 1. Hang on, let me just do. Oops. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sad cry. Yeah, sad cry is already there. Don't worry, just throw out words. If you don't see it, it's okay. I will try to make sure you guys can see it. Here, I'm gonna scoot this one. Scoot this one over. Because it might be hard for you guys to read it. Scoot. I'll just shorten this one out. Whoops! Nope. Come back. Come back. Okay, there we go. Scoot. Scoot. Just a little bit more scoot. Ooh. I just wanted to scoot. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Just a little bit scoot over. So we got one more standard. Okay, let's see. Silvio, I'm very tall. Yes, I am. Those friends, punchy emotes. Punchy? Oh, that is a cute emote. Okay, we gotta have the wave emote. Wave as definitely one of the free ones. And then... should we make the laugh? I think I'm gonna make the laugh a free one. Whoop! No, don't make the thing go away. I still need that to tell how many slots I have. Here, I'll take this. Oh, actually, here, we'll make that one the free one, and then I'll make the cat a other one. Right, okay, hang on. And paste. Alright, that one. Still want the space. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Very nice, very nice. Nice. Should I make, I'll make the sad cry one free too. Make that one free. Alright. Some small cake a piece. Okay. Head empty. His mercy. Bum, bum. She has her free ones as Duke, so it's easier to see it that way. Oh, I guess I do have one of mine as a love. It's a love / heart emote. Okay, and then... because they're getting revamped when I do my new one. I kind of like the Eevee voice the face that I have for this one. That one's cute. What do you guys think about that one? That one's cute. Should we keep that? Oh! Should we just have like a just straight up tail emote? I don't know how well that would work with a deer tail. I'd have to ask her. I do want a pout emote. Okay, we got head pats, we got dumpy, we got wave, we got heart, we got angry, we got laugh. We're keeping the no you. We got uppies, we got heart, we got peak, woos, the yeah, deer trail is probably gonna be a little bit rough. All right, I'm adding that one. Whippy emote. We got that right here. Whippy here. Whippy really bouncy. So there's a note to make it super extra bouncy. So the Whippy will be extra bouncy in the peak. So when I'm gonna be like, hang on. So when it'll be like this, and then I'll boing, and it'll boing, it'll boing, it'll bounce, it'll bounce, it'll bounce. It'll go boom, bounce, 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 bounce. It'll bounce. I'm looking at my emotes. So we got angry. Should I keep a knife? Should we keep knife or should we switch to gun? We got kick. We got small. We got cry. Type. Ooh, I still want to keep a shy emote. Actually, shy. Both is good. We'll make the knife free. How about that, guys? You guys want a free knife? You want a free knife emote? This is the combination of free emotes for followers. You can wave, you can be sad, laugh, have a heart, or have a knife. What do you guys think? I think that would fits the theme. I think that fits the community very well. You guys are a bunch of chaotic gremlins. I think y'all deserve a knife emote for free. Yeah, we'll make that one a free one. I think that's a good idea. We still got 2 animated emotes, and we can always move Arson to animated and give us another standard emote, because animated, Arson can be standard or animated, so we can always move that one over. Yeah. So we can always move Arson over. All right, let's see. Should we do like a shine emote? Because some people have the one where they have like stars around. Hang on, I'm looking at blues. Guys, do we want a peepo emote? Oh, there's dead. Oh, I do want a dead emote. And I also want a peepo emote. Okay, hang on. What if we do Arson and animated? We do dead rip over here. But I also, hang on. Can I make any of these animated? Peepo. Because she has the Peepo sad. Uppies, we do have, oh, Uppies could be animated. Oh my gosh. You're so smart. Okay, Uppies. And then Peepo. Wait, that doesn't, Peepo? Wait, Peepo. Oh, okay. We don't have an area for Bonk now, unfortunately. Because I have to have the noted like notebook. I love that one. You guys don't need to bonk me. That's fine. I don't need to be bonked. All right. So this is our list so far, and our free emotes we got wave, the sad cry, the laugh, so you guys can make fun of me if I do something stupid. Be like, she's so silly. Then we got the love heart, and then we got knife. Actually, let's put an O in that because that's the vibe we want. Knife. I got a knife. I'm gonna ignore it. Ignore. All right. Hello, dude. Hello. Hope you're having a good day. And then, yeah, you guys already got bonks from other people. We're gonna have a standard emotes. We'll have a gun emote, like blues. Does she have that currently, or is that gonna be like a new one? I think it's gonna be a new one that she's gonna have. And then head empty. Does she? Does she have a head empty emote? I think that one's new, maybe. All right, and then we'll have a pout, the dead, the small, because I love the small emote that Blue has. You're impressed? Yeah, good. Be impressed. I'm just a little guy doing their best with the help of chat. Then we'll have Kek, the Peepo Sag, because I think it's hilarious. And the Uwu's face, because I love that. Shy, reverse, but we already have that one, so we don't need to pay for it. We're just accounting for that so I don't accidentally commission one and take up the slot. And then, oh, I'm kind of in the way. Hang on, I'll move myself to the other side while I read off the animated. Let me just... All right. There we go. I'll just be here for a minute. And then we got the Dumpy, we got the Gremlin stance, the Rave, we got the Flippy Peak, very important. The Flippy will be extra bouncy, I'll ensure of it. With Bongo, I've been wanting one of those forever. The Angry emote, Popcat Sylvia, I'm excited for that. Then the Noted in Notebook, Lake Blues, because that one's also very good. And then Head Pat, Arson, and Uppies! That seems like a good combo. My skills? I'm not doing these. This is just a list of emotes we're gonna commission. So I'm not drawing them. I'm gonna be commissioning them from my friend Blue. Her emotes are absolutely amazing. Her artwork is just, I love her stuff. She's great. Here, let me just spam all of her emotes so you guys can see. Look at her emotes. They're so great. We love Blue. VTuber mama. Alright. Very nice. Very great. Fantastic. Love to see it. Love to see the emotes. Alright. It looks awesome. We got a good list going, I think. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Now we got them all, every slot. Wait a minute. Hang on. Don't I have like extra slots? I do have a tier 2 and a tier 3 slot, but... and I do have bits tier slots. I'll figure those out later. Because these are the most important one, because I don't really expect anyone to do tier 2 or tier 3. Those are just kind of there. They just kind of exist. But, like, no one does that, so they don't really matter. I just kind of put emotes in those slots to do that. Okay, here. I'll make a thing. I'll make a thing and we can brainstorm. Because if someone really wants a lick emote, then I will... Tier 3 might be where we do for that. So hang on, let me see. Alright, so. So if these are 14, let me make those 12. And then this will knock that down to 5. Then I'll make it smaller. Alright, so we got tier 2 and tier 3. Both have one. Wait, did I spell that right? Okay. Emote. Just put that there, and then I will copy and paste this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Make that a 5. And then this is the tier 3. And then put that there. Put a space. And then we'll do a 5. And then we'll do the bits. Emotes. Alright. And how many do I get for that? There's 1K, 5K. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit tougher to do. Thank you so much for the follow. That is a really big name. What the? No. Just no. We're not doing that. Sorry. Nope. Just no. Hi, Normie. Hi. How are you doing, Normie? I hope you're having a great day, a fantastic day, an amazing day. We'll bold that. And then there's a 5K one. We're doing a list of emotes. And then 10 and 25. We're making list of emotes, and chat is helping me brainstorm what they want. My Penelope, and she's all my power. While listening to Epic the Musical because it's amazing. Another normal VT. Ooh, took a shower. Did you use blue soap? Trademark blue. Trademark blue soap. All right. So I guess technically we got a couple more emotes to do. Make a gasp. Ooh, I would like to have a gasp normie emote, actually. Oh, but where would I put that? I have all the normal ones already filled. No. All right, let's. Oh, I don't want to have that one locked behind here because that one's still good. Just the gasp, normie gasp. I think Blue has her dead one locked behind something. I can't see it right now. That's weird. Maybe it's because use as a base. No, you're good. I would have to bite. I would no, Normie. No. 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 You will let me commission you like a proper artist. Got it? Got it? Got it? No free art. Unless it's fan art, which is different. But no. You let me commission you. No. No buts. No. 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 You will get commissioned like the artist you are. And I will figure out. What if I put the uwu face here? Actually, I'll put the dead one there. I'll put the dead rip there. And then I'll put the gasp normie style there. Do not! No. She got added. There we go. You guys, oh my gosh. Based enough? Fine. For the degens. There. There we go. And bonk in the bits. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Wait, can bits be animated? I think bits have to be still, actually. So the bits are like standard emotes. That's unfortunate. 7 ads? That is criminal. I tried to have it so the minimum ads possible. Oh, yeah, you can do a bonk. I'll just put it in the notes. Sylvia holding hammer and ready bonk. There we go. I got notes in there now. I really, having to put stuff locked behind bits makes me feel bad. But, like, I don't want to just have them be empty for people who do have those. Thinking of the infant from that night. I keep thinking of the infant from that night. Ah, this part of the song makes me cry. Let me see. Looking at other people's emotes right now so I can actually see what's going on. What's a good idea? More crazy ones you don't trust people so the reaction is genuine? Actually, that's a good idea. I don't even know what I would. I don't even know what I would do for that. Like the lick emote. Like the lick emote's the only one that I could even be like, no. You guys are gonna be weird with it. Let me look at other people's emotes. This one person has 3 separate bongo emotes. That is amazing. I love it. A lip bite? You guys think I should do a lip bite emote? I'm looking at blues. Of course I am. For those of you who don't know what it looks like. Lip bite. Do it? Okay, we'll do the lip bite next. Lip bite. If I can spell instead of having fingers that are hip every... Is that not how you spell it? Whatever. Alright. Okay, now we got a 10K one and a 25K one. Alright, let's see. Oh, you know what? Hooves. Hooves. Is that how you spell that? Is it hooves? It says that, whatever. One of those has to be spelt wrong, right? Hooves emote for 10K. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Imagine someone has a tier 3 and 10K and they're an absolute degen and they lick the hooves. All right, hooves emote. Because I saw Blue's Gion chest emote and I was like, well, I don't really have anything like that. I mean, I guess I got hooves. And so that's where that came from. I guess I'll do, because Blue has a WoW emote where they have like star eyes. I guess that would actually fit the 25K. I don't know. I'll put WoW and then I'll do a question mark while I look. I'll do a question mark. Popcat. That person has 2 different pops. That's hilarious. I'm actually not sub to a lot of people. Ooh, okay. So I could do a WoW one, or I could do like a spray bottle one. You guys want to? I think spray bottle. I'll do spray. Oh, but I want spray bottle to be an animated emote. I'll put it over here. All right. It makes it rough because it has to be still. It has to be a still emote. So I can't make it animated. You don't brow. Oh my goodness. We're not doing that. No. I might say so stream or I say the word fuck. Spray bottle or WoW? I think, actually, I want a spray bottle to eventually be an animated emote. And that would really, it would be unfair to people who got it as the 25K if I eventually moved it to like the standard or the animated. So I'll make it the WoW emote. Because I do want that to eventually be just like a spray bottle one. I think would be funny. All right. So we got all of them planned out. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what F9 does, but I just accidentally pushed it. I don't have the bonus emotes. I'm technically using them, but I guess it, whatever. Let's see. Okay. That's all of them for now. Sweet. All right, we can go through the list again. Can I actually, like, move this over? Nope, nope, that's no, nope, what, oh, oh. I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. Welcome back, Normie. We finished. All right. Free emotes. We're going down the list. Free emotes. We got the wave. We got the sad flash cry, which is, you know, she does that well. We got the laugh, the lol, and then we got the heart, and then we got knife, because you guys deserve a free knife emote. You deserve it. And then I'll go into standard emotes. Gun. I think that's a 2.0 emote that I saw. I think I probably wrote that down while she was working on emotes, because I don't see a gun emote in Blue's current ensemble. And then we got a head empty, which is also a new one. And then we got a thumb emote like Blue's, which is also a new one. And then we got a pout emote. And then we got a gasp emote, which we're actually going to be commissioning from Normie instead of Blue. And then we got a small like Blue, so we'll commission that from her. And then we got a kick, and then a peepo, and then oosh face with the oosh. You'll get there, Normie. I didn't start with this many. You'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there. And then we got the shy with like the fingers together emote. The Uno reverse, we're keeping the Uno reverse because I'm not gonna get rid of it. And then the animated emotes. Actually, I'm in the way. Hang on. Let me move. Let me just shuffle over here and turn around a little bit over here. Okay. All right. And Dumpy, the Dumpy emote. We're gonna have the tail flopping about. Yeah, very important, very needed. The Gremlin stance emote. I'm excited for that one. I'm very excited. I've been wanting that emote for like over a year. Then the Rave Cheer emote. The Flippy peeking. The Flippy will be super bouncy when I go to peek up and over. And then Bongo. I'm so excited for Bongo. Oh my gosh, Bongo. And then an Angie like Blues. Popcat Sylvia. Yes, Popcat. I've been wanting a Popcat. The Noted in Notebook like Blues. That's very exciting. Well, Sylvia, no, I'm gonna pay. Yes, I'm gonna pay Normie. Exactly. And then the head pat animated emote, arson emote with the fire going. And then Uppy's emote where I'm just like, it's reaching up. And then I will move back for this one. And then for the specially locked ones, the tier 2 will have a dead rip emote where they're just kind of like, can I close my eyes? Can I, excuse, model, okay. It's really hard to close my eyes sometimes. As a VTuber. It just, because I wear glasses. All right. Anyway, and then for those degens, I guess you can have a lick emote since the chat decided. You don't know how you'd price him? Talk to Blue. Talk to Blue. Actually, Blue told me. All right, for emotes, Blue it's 25 for each static and 40 for animated, but there are bulk discounts. So that's how Blue does hers. All right. And then for the bits, we got the bonk, where I'm holding the hammer ready to bonk you. And then lip bite, and then hooves, and then wow with the stars in the eyes. Because I do want spray bottle emote eventually, but it's not on my priority list, so it'll come later when I unlock more emote slots. Yes. Very good. 5 or something for one? Well, it depends on how quality and how fast and how long. So I would talk to Blue about like how she prices them. Yeah, if it doesn't take you long to make them, Talk to Blue, because Blue takes a while. But your little guys are cute. Whoa, OBS? Hello? It flickered. Everything flickered. That's scary. All right. Hang on. Where am I going? Where am I doing? Where am I going? Here we go. All right. I need to go to the bathroom. All right. We're going to go to BRB and we'll be right back. Wait, it's a bird nest? Look, I'm a burb. I'm Blue and Gihan's child now. I'm Burb. I'm Burb. I'm Burb. Blue Gihan's child. I'm Burb. This is canon because I'm getting a model from them. See? I'm their child. Burb. Burb child. Burb. Burb. I'm Burb. Burb deer. Yeah, Burb deer. Oh, I can't go anymore that way. Well, I'm really glad that... Yep. Oh, there's an actual creeper! We got these.
Sylvia and I don't need them. We're seasoned adventurers and climbers. We both played and finished Celeste.
I love how you said that and then... Yes, I got the special!
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
oh my
wiggle,
God!
yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle,
why would you do this to me?
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Do the wiggle, man.
Oh my God, you guys nearly missed the ending. The timing though, the wiggle ended right when the song ended. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Oh my God, you bully! You bully! You're just a bully! You're just a bully me. How could you do... I'm not gonna turn back just because a bunch of balls are flying at my face. Wait, no! Whatever. You know what I meant! That's what... Please! That's the only reason why that failed. That's new. Wow. Oh, I gotta press play on the music. We're on different beats now because we were nearly at the end of the other song anyway. There we go. A deer! It is a deer. Hi. Hey, I'm a deer. How is everyone? Wonder what the max emotes for a person is, because it says I'm using 7 out of 55, but I only have 11 slots, so I'm assuming 55 is the max someone can have. There we go. Oi! Oi! Hi, Noemi. Hi! Alright, I'm gonna look at my other stuff list. Alright. Oh, I have the heart rate monitor. I can actually check that off. How do I cross that off? Alright. Chibi model, that would be nice, but that's not a requirement for 2D. Minecraft screen. Okay, overlays, working towards that. Twitch panels, working towards that. Schedule with new 2D mart. That'll be cool. That'll be very cool. And then emotes. I feel like I'm gonna put reference sheet out of requirements for 2D debut and put it just under to do in general. I don't feel like that's needed to debut the 2D. Chibi, yeah. You gotta be careful with chibis though, because there are weird ass people on the internet. All right. Sweet. Do you think Dear Girl? No. Dear Girls does not think. We see shiny lights and we go, ooh, and then we get hit by a car. Because we weren't paying attention. It is Icky. Everyone say hi, Icky. Hi. How is Icky? No. We don't call out lurkers. Don't you dare. It's illegal. We're not doing that. Sylvian. Yeah, okay. I was just looking at my emotes one more time. I don't think there's anything else. Nope, I think we're good. It's the other burb, the non-Gihan burb. Blue collects burbs. That's what she does. She collects burbs. That's what she do. Burb collects. Water's delicious. What do I talk about now? We're doing pretty good. We just finished going over all the emotes that we were going to commission for the 2D model because we got overlays on the next part of the plan. And so we just went through on deciding and talking with chat and seeing what chat wanted and all that stuff. And also some of the ones that I want. I'm so excited for Bongo. I'm so excited for Grillman Stance. Normie's also a bird collector, but an IRL bird collector. How interesting. Yeah. So we just finished going over those. We're not quite where the deer gonna, yeah, I'm gonna have that emote. It's gonna be a great emote. That's the one we're getting from Normie, and then the rest I'm commissioning from Blue. You want another bird? Man, birds are a lot of work. And they're loud. Let's see. Overlays. That'll be cool. It'll be cool to get new overlays that are custom. Because, like, I do like the one I have currently. But, like, I want one that's of my tree. A proper tree. Because, like, the tree in the background, yeah, I guess it works. It works. But it's not quite what I want. I actually have I put together a little, like... It's a very, very bad sketch. But Blue will be able to know what I want. She'll be able to tell. She'll get the gist. Yeah. Very cute and mostly cuddly. Aw. I might be allergic to birds. I'm not sure. I'm allergic to a lot of different animals, so chances are I am. Yep, chances are I am. Water is so good. Ooh, you're remaking everything. Yeah, I feel like that's something that people can do. That they just do with when they're getting new models, because you're making your own model, and I've seen that. It looks so cool. It's so cool. Normie's such a good artist. Look at that. You love water. Water's good. Very good. Very delicious. Everyone take a sip of water or whatever drinkable liquid you have nearby, because I know not everyone keeps water by them. I know. I'm calling you out. Did you drink water today? You should have. I'm drinking water right now. Finished the yard and realized it didn't make an open. Oh no. Oh no. There's a lot to consider with a VTuber. There's a lot of stuff you gotta do. But you'll get there. You'll get there. There's like a lot of stuff you gotta do. It's crazy. Just for that, you're drinking soy sauce. I mean, sure, that's what you want to drink. I don't think it's gonna be as pleasant as you think. I feel like the anti-hydration is alcohol. You got this, Normie. I know you can do the rigging and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantastic. I know it. I know it. It's gonna be great. Let me think. I'm gonna be doing some more stuff this week. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow because I'll be driving friend back to airport. You rich? Yeah. Is that your dead, Normie? Oh, it's EP Normie. I thought that was just dead. That's hilarious. Yeah. I saved up for a while in order to get ready to commission Bloomberg. And now I'm broke. Well, being the broke was because I was out of a job for a couple months and I ate through my emergency fund, so I'm trying to pad that back up. I'm trying to pad back up my emergency fund before I spend money on fun stuff. So you really look us. Odysseus. I love Epic the Musical. I'm just vibing. So you don't actually make money. You get an allowance? I never got an allowance growing up. It was only birthdays and holidays. An allowance is nice, though. That's nice. You should sell your art. Yeah, sell your art. Then you'll get money. Oh, you should probably talk to your parents about setting up a PayPal. Wait, you're affiliate, right? So you have a PayPal, right? Because you get paid. Nice. Just make sure you have it set it up properly. As for like a business, so you don't get doxxed. Yeah, that would be bad. That'd be very bad. Getting doxxed would suck. My brain is like not 100% on. I don't know why. Like, I feel like my brain is like on 60% right now. I feel like that's where I'm at with my brain. I don't know what to talk about. You're waiting for your dad. All right, just make sure that he knows it's important to you. Because sometimes other people, they'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta do this thing. But they have it like lower on the list because they don't realize how important it is to the person that it's for. Yeah, I was paranoid about being doxxed, so I made sure I was gonna be good. I don't think there's anything that needs to be deliberated besides emotes. So we got all the emotes settled out. I think that's it. Now I'll just have to save and try to see if I can set money aside for right. Yeah. On getting a business one, I was able to set mine up within a day. That wasn't that bad. My hair's so wiggly. Wiggle hair, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle hair, wiggle hair, wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's the last brain cell. Where did it go? Not here. It's gone. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggly hair. I like it. Are you just gonna branch off of that? Oh, that could actually dox you too, because if like the woodworking brand business has like address or anything, that could dox you too. So you might want to have your own individual one. I'm gonna just say that. That like if you have addresses or anything listed like that of like location or anything, so just keep that in mind. Don't want to get doxxed. That'd be very bad. Oh, headband! Thank you for the headbands. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Switch the account to business. Said we needed an actual business. Weird. Very weird. You might have to make a new one then. You got bug bite on my arm. I don't love that. Don't love the bug bite. Yeah. That would be a dox, wouldn't it? We're trying to make sure Normie doesn't dox themselves. That's what we're doing, Stelvac. Okay. Well, if you can look up the name on Google and you have like an official website for it, if it lists the location, then you could get doxxed. That's where I'm concerned. Must protect the Normie. Protect the Normie. Protect the child. The child is precious. Very precious indeed. I was thinking about playing Code Vein sometime this week. But I'm not sure. Just depends on, because I've been hanging out with people a lot. Like, there's just like lots of people constantly. And we're just like, oh, like, it's great and it's fun, but also a little bit, I'm like, oh. More redeems. I feel like I have a good amount of redeems. None of them look appealing. Let me look at my redeems. All right. We got the base ones of highlight, random sub, modify, emote to unlock. First, we got the blink reminder. Something super expensive. I mean, I do technically have one that's super expensive. It's called Feed the Deer. But that one's 100,000. But I have that off at the moment because I'm trying to save money, and that would be me spending money to feed myself. I don't know what I would put for a super expensive one. I'm just gonna say this. I do have a 10,000 one planned for when I'm 2D. It's a surprise. Do something. I did used to have Ara, but I think I like doing that more naturally than having a redeem for it. I don't know. I have Dark Sylvia turned off at the moment. I just what? Is it the one you know about? Probably. It's probably the one you know about, Normie. I think I showed you. I can't remember though. My brain's too tired. My brain can't think. I feel like how many emotes do I have redeems do I have active right now? So not including first because that's a one time. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have throw off. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 18. The other thing that I needed for the thing, wait, what? You can DM me because I don't know what you're saying. I don't know, Normie. I don't know. That scared me because I opened up Discord to look at my messages and I didn't see it get redeemed. Yep. So that happened. Oh, I just had the Dark Sylvia redeem turned off right now. It's just a lot to swap to it, and then I do a voice for her, and I don't feel like being Dark Sylvia right now. It's just not in the vibes today. Normal Sylvia, I don't do any acting or anything for her. She's just me. Sylvia's just me. But Dark Sylvia, I do a voice, and it's like a slight persona and everything. So I just have her turned off right now. Dark Sylvia's just turned off. Just for today. I just don't, it's not the vibe right now. Be legendary. I've shown some, oh, you know what? I think I showed Foxy. Yeah, that's who I showed. Normal Sylvia is. What is that? I like
Hi, my
that.
loving
Whoa!
and adoring peasants, it's me, the 13-foot-tall Sylvia, here to eat a tree and also all of the wood at Normie's woodworking business. Have you guys heard the new Frost album? That shit is banging. Have you guys heard the new Evil Nation album? That shit is banging. Have you guys heard the new Coldplay album? It sucks. I'm gonna go murder a gummy bear because I'm Dark Sylvia, and the only difference between me and Dark Sylvia is that Dark Sylvia hates gummy bears and murders tea.
Hi, Stelvac. Yeah, Stelvac TTS. I love gummy bears. I don't think I can have them anymore with crowns, though. Hi, JT. How are you doing? No, JT's not stinky. Deltara's stinky. Come on, guys. Deltara's the stinky one. And Lucia? Because I've been in a call with JT and Wuna before, but I don't know about Lucia. I don't know. Have I met them? Shit, I'm so bad with names. The first VT to be a JT? Exactly. I don't know what expensive redeem I would have, because I don't like the idea of the in-stream redeem. I don't like that. New friend? Ooh, new friend. I had to blow my nose. I blew it really quick. Anyway. Because, like, I have the Friendship is Magic voice, but that is once per stream, so I guess technically my only current highest one would be the 2.5. A start stream redeem? How does that even work? How would that work? I don't know how that would work. What does that mean, though? If someone saves up to it and does it, I need to know what it means. You in stream? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I like to be able to download my VODs and then upload them to YouTube easily. So I don't want to do an in stream or anything like that. Make you stream whenever you know. Someone redeems it while I'm off stream. I don't know. I feel like everything is properly emote priced. Or no, redeem priced. I feel like everything is properly priced. So I guess, yeah, the highest ones is 2,500, and then it jumped. Well, I technically do have a 3,500 one, but that's Dark Sylvia, but she's off right now. And then there's 5,000, but that's one time per stream. Ooh, Normie making me fan art. Ooh, I get Normie fan art. Ooh, it's how exciting. You did the start stream 1 hour 39 minutes ago and it worked. Ah, yes. Yes, it did. What did you actually redeem something that long ago? No. I have a ghost. It was just a Sharpie in the middle of the floor. Fan art for the whole gang. Ah, that'd be fun. Normie art is so good. Normie art, good art. Just, good art, good art, good art. I guess I could look at other people's redeems and see what we would want for him, right? I got a couple of people streaming right now. I'll just pause their stream so I don't break our stream. Here's Mako. Hi, my little moth. First, no, that one's specific for her mothiness. Oh, she's an artist, so she does art. There's a I don't want to do a VIP. Because that one's for VIP. That one's for special friends. Trifecta. All right, let's pop the back. That didn't work. I didn't pop my back. Well, whatever. Pop my neck. Nope. All right, pop the fingers. Nope. Oh, yes. All right. Sit up straight and drink some water. But as a thing for later, you can always DM it so you don't forget it. Don't forget. Don't forget you're my friend on Discord. Gonna look at my friends' redeems real quick. See if there's anything that I could make dear. They don't have that many redeems either. What about Tessa? The only redeem I ever do in Tessa's is the outfit change. I love it. I have so many points for her. It's crazy how many points I have for her. Yeah. Can't really think of anything. I do have a 10,001 planned, but that's not coming until I'm a 2D. Technically, I have 100,001, but I'm broke, so I technically don't. I'm not an artist, so I can't, like, give out art. Because my artist friends, sometimes they'll have, like, aha, free chibi drawing for, like, 50,000 or something. I'm actually saving up for that in Mako's. It was something like that. But free art. I can't, but I'm not an artist like that, so I don't have that ability. I'm more of a writer. What does chat want? What does chat want for big redeems besides ending stream? Because I'm not doing that. Stick figure in a haiku? A haiku? It's a poem, right? I don't really do poems that much. Blanket redeem? I could actually do that. There were free blanket assets, actually. I think I have that in a bookmark somewhere. Where I hid my bookmarks bar when I bookmarks. No, what? I need to go to settings. I need my bookmarks bar back. I don't know how to function without this. Okay, that's better. What was I doing? Blanket redeem. That's right. Thank you. He's my wife. Wife. I have a wife. Foxy's my platonic wife. What happened to my link of free assets? You can say something? I basically do that with everyone's messages anyway, don't I? Like, I literally just did that. I literally just did that as reading your message. I already do that for free. I do that for free. I do that for free. Let me look at my stuff. Oh, you know what I could do? Actually, this is a great idea. Do you guys want a PNG redeem so you can turn me into a PNG for a little bit? What do you guys think? It would be pretty easy to do. It wouldn't be too much harder than Dark Sylvia. If anything, it would actually be easier because I'm still me. I think I should add a sound to it though, so that way I'm aware of it because I think I would definitely get distracted. All right. So I don't have a Dark Sylvia Chibi because the PNG that I'm using, I didn't do it like myself. That was, I want to say ESO. Like a straight up deer. Like a deer PNG. Deervia. Deervia VT. That it would be a little bit more complicated. It would be more complicated if I had multiple PNG options. So it's really easy to do one PNG. However, if I do multiple PNGs, first of all, a deer one I would have to commission because I just straight up don't have a deer PNG. I just have my little guy PNG, you know? Oh, one of the shops I follow has new stuff. Well, I looked at Etsy because you guys mentioned PNGs, so let me look. Because if you're PNG tuber. Oh, there's some really cute deer emotes. There's a deer girl PNG. That's cute. Deervia. Oh, that's cute. It's only $2. I'll think about it. There's a lot of different options, actually. Dang. I didn't realize how popular deers were. There's a fat rat PNG. That is adorable, and I love it. Hey, there's the emotes that I bought. My nose is itchy. There's a Sylveon PNG tuber. That's interesting. Cute. But I think I'll just stick with, like, my normal PNG. Emotes. Where is my pick? Smalls? No. I got too many folders. I'm losing myself. Small. Okay, so I'm not sure how expensive I should make it. PNG mode. $112. I gotta make the image small. Hang on. Why? Hello? Edit? What? Okay. Release him. That's hilarious. I love that. Make it a square. Hang on. Oh. Okay. Okay. And then we'll save. And then I'll edit again and make it the right size because I had to crop it first. Wait, hang on. Go back. Wait, what? Okay. And resize. I gotta make it 112. I want to have the redeem for it. Whoops, downloads. All right, saved. Perfect. And then, what are the sizes I need? Because you need to put an emote on your redeems. You got work to do. All right. You got this. Have a good lurks. Have a good lurksy lurks. All right. Then a 56 and a 28. All right. 56. Save. And then edit. And we'll make it smaller. Whoop, whoop. Make it smaller. 28. All right. Download. I'm setting up the PNG redeem. I'm just a little guy in a little world. Girl, she came on way too strong. Why is she even pretending? All right, let's put a cooldown of... I do it for 5 minutes, I think. So I'll put the cooldown for 20 minutes. Because I don't want people to just spam it. All right, it's not ready yet. So hang on. Add command to existing reward. Become PNG. I want to play a sound. I need a sound, I think. What type of sound should I have? Do I have any sounds already that I could use? Overlays. Soundboard. No. Oh, you know what? I could just make it do a text message thing. Chat message. And then I'll tell it to wait. And I'll have it go after 5 minutes. Oh, it does it in seconds. How many seconds in 5 minutes? All right. Don't love how I have to have it in seconds. And then we'll do another chat message. Is returning to her normal form. And save. So now if I minimize that. And it's activated. All right. New become PNG. There we go. We have a new redeem, guys. Just for you. That's such a good idea, actually. Do that to Calypso. Wow! How exciting. There we go. Now I can become PNG super fast. Like the surfer fish from SpongeBob. It's Hermes. And we're gonna have I do have redeems planned for when I'm 2D. It'll be easier to do certain things. Like I'm gonna have a head pat and a flippy pat redeem. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cool. I'm gonna do a whole revamp. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic when I got my 2D model. It's gonna be a whole thing. Oh, on the line. This is the latest saga that just dropped, the Vengeance Saga. This is so cool. We got a lot of stuff done today. Even though I was planning on just doing nothing and talking, we were actually productive. Because, like, we got all the emotes planned out. And then I got a new redeem for PNG. And I can still do that super easy, even as a 2D. So, that's awesome. Looking forward to it. Dangerous muffin. The people watching the VOD right now are like, what the fuck is she doing? Because they can't hear the music. You gotta be watching the stream live if you want to have the background music, because I don't want to get copywritten. Productive W, that's right. How exciting. How exciting. Wanna get home, sir? How exciting. I think there's anything else we need to work on or anything like that. I don't think so. I'm gonna test. No, actually, it should just work because it just is a chat message, wait, and then a chat message. Look at my flippy go. Look at the flippy go. Here, let's do a flippy. This is a flippy stream now. Hang on. This is the flippy stream now. This is a flippy stream now. Bouncy flippy. Flippy! This is a flippy stream. I don't need to test the redeem. It's just a chat message, and then a timer, and then a chat message. It probably works. This is a flippy stream now. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome to the first flippy stream. The flippy is, just bouncing around. It's just bouncing around. Flippy VT, exactly. This is Flippy VT right now, guys. Here, actually, should I just peek up a little bit? There we go. Yeah, Flippy stream now. Flippy VT, everybody. I'm just being a little guy. This is what happens when Sylvia loses the brain cell. We just become a little guy. Look at that. I'm gonna go. Flippy VT, just a little guy. Flippy bounce. We're gonna go. Look at the flippy go. I'm so excited for the flippy emote. It'll be like a little peek. It'll be kind of like this, actually, but it'll just be a guys. We could have it be a wait. Did I put down a wiggle emote for my ears? Wait a minute. Wait. Just the top of someone with super bouncy and expressive flippy. Honestly, yes. But also, oops, I'm on the wrong thing. But also, animated flippy. We need like a wiggle / flippy. Oh, I don't have any. Okay, hang on. What can I get rid of? I'm gonna get rid of the Peepo. I'm gonna put the... wait. This is so difficult. When do I unlock the next slots? Well, I don't even have these commissioned yet. What milestone? You want to... Okay, I'll tell you the milestone. This is in no way, shape, or form pressure. This is because y'all asked. So, unlock progress, it says get 80 subscriber points, and it'll give me 1 standard emote slot. And I'm at 6 points. That's it. Ear wiggle emote seems very important, though. Should I do... Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of the Peepo emote for now. Put head pat. And then the head pat will not be animated, and then we'll have ear wiggle emote. That's more important. Ear wiggle is... I can't believe we forgot about that. 80 subs. Yeah. Could you imagine? That's crazy. That would never... But I just do this for fun. I'm so glad I remembered that, though. Maybe I should make a list of future emotes. I'll make a list of future standard. And then I'll do future animated. So I'll do a Peepo for a future Peepo. And then for animated, I would like head pat to be animated eventually, but you know what? It's fine. All right. Spray bottle. That seems like a boop, boop. All right. Peepo. Ooh, should we have a Peepo leave as a future one as well? Peepo leave. Yeah, we'll put that as a future one. All right. With Icky here, no, 80 subs would be absolutely insane. How much? Hang on, I'm gonna go to my... Can I gift myself subs? I just want to preview how much that would be. It's not letting me do that for some reason. So let me just... Let me just preview that. I want to see how much that would be, because that's a crazy amount. Wow. Yeah, no, that would be a stupid amount, because 50 subs is like $250. That's a stupid amount. One day I would love to do a stream where it's like a subathon, and it's like for every sub you guys do at the end of it, I'll match it. I would love to do that so much. Oh my gosh. That would be like a dream come true, to just not even have to worry and just match whatever. Oh, that'd be such a dream. On their wheels for things, I would love to be able to do like a subathon. It's like for every sub you all do, I match it. That would be so cool. But I would do it all at once at the end of the subathon, I think, because otherwise they would add it to the subathon timer. That would be so much fun. I would love to be able to do that. Love the music in this. All right, nice. All right, so I got Peepo leave as a future animated emote. And then I got Peepo as a future standard emote. I got the spray bottle on there too because I want that. Oh, spin. I want a spin emote. Actually, I want spin above spray bottle. Spin would be fun. What? For losing you laugh, you lose? That's crazy. That's a lot. I would love to be in a financial state where I could just do that, though, and just gift subs to my community. That would be very nice. I would love to be able to do that. One day in the future. Who knows? That'd be exciting. I think that's everything for now. I don't have anything else to do. I don't really feel like gaming. We could go raid a friend, since the song thing's about over anyway. Whoop! Accidentally. Shh. Okay, let's raid Miko. We haven't seen them in a bit. 50% off? Technically it is. Technically it is. That's true. If you guys aren't in the Discord, you should join the Discord because we got awesome people, awesome information, just awesome everything. You have to relearn how to use it? Oh, that's rough. That's rough, Stelvac. Did my raid not work? Okay, there it goes. There goes the raid. If you don't see that raid notification at the top of your oh, I think it's like confirming. Okay. Anyway, I'll do the raid messages. Here is our follower raid message. And then here is our sub raid message. Make sure you copy and paste one of those so we can share the love, share the amazingness, the fabulousness, the everything. Next to my wife. Oh, burn. Anyways, we're gonna raid the moth. He's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing. If you don't see that raid notification at the top of your screen, refresh whatever you're watching on so you can make sure to get those bonus channel points. How exciting. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream today, especially since I didn't say anything. I just started streaming. You guys are fabulous. You're all amazing. I love you all so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Whether you looked, maybe you chatted, or maybe you did a little bit of both. Because you're silly goofy. Either ways, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.